It's not easy being mean.
Do you guys think that Kermit's been acting a little weird lately?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. He's never been more caring or devoted to me.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Muppets Most Wanted.
Sigma! Constantine, the world's most dangerous frog, switches places with Kermit and commits a bunch of heists using the Muppet World Tour as cover. The good. The humor of the Muppets is definitely back with their traditional fourth wall breaking style. Something I'll never get tired of because they continue to do it just so well. The songs in this movie break the fourth wall just as much as the jokes and are just as funny. My favorite number was surprisingly one that put a spotlight on Miss Piggy. I won't say what it is, but it's hilarious. This movie has a ton of cameos from various celebrities. Again, classic Muppet style. But I think my favorite ones out of these cameos were the region-centric ones. The Muppets were touring the world, and in each country they stopped at, there was a celebrity to represent for that country that was, again, region-centric. And that was a nice touch. A couple of the musical numbers also had celebrity cameos in them, and I think they were used pretty effectively that way. One subplot that's really good for comedy is the police subplot that involves an Interpol agent and a non-Muppet puppet who have to work together to figure out the heists that are taking place in connection with the Muppet World Tour. Remember the exchange about badges in the trailer?
CIA.
Interpol.
This is my travel badge. Here's my real badge.
You must have been looking at the wrong badge.
You were saying?
I don't think I'll ever get tired of that. And then there's Statler and Waldorf, the Muppet critics. I don't think I have to explain myself about why I love these guys. The iffy. There were some comedic moments that appeared in trailers for this movie that didn't wind up in the actual feature film or were altered in the feature film. I don't really like being teased like that, but I think there's plenty of great comedy in the movie all around to make up for that. Some moments in this movie are very cliche and sappy, and not in the cheesy, self-aware way the Muppets like to make fun of it. I mean legitimately cheesy and sappy. But again, I can let that slide a little bit, mostly because I think this movie is going more for just focusing most on really funny jokes, whereas the last movie, which was the Muppet reboot, I guess you can call it, was focused on playing to people's nostalgia and being kind of tugging at your heartstrings. This movie, not so much, it's just there to be funny. The bad. The newest member of the Muppets, Walter, barely gets any screen time until the third act of the movie. They spent the whole new Muppet reboot movie developing this character, and now that they're on their second movie, it seems like he's just there. They're not doing much with him at all. I don't even think we got to see him perform on stage in this movie. There was another tease that the trailers gave me that I felt rather gypped on once I actually saw the movie. Rizzo the Rat. I've seen some of the older Muppet stuff, and I always really like it when Rizzo appears. I love how he's always making fun of everybody, and I love his voice, too. I think he's got a really neat voice. But here's what they do. They only give him one major appearance in this movie, and that major appearance is dedicated to a joke at his expense. Him lamenting a bit about how Walter is given the spotlight, even though, as I just said, he's barely given a spotlight at all, and how Walter was included in the last movie in favor of more classic beloved characters like Rizzo. In short, they teased us with Rizzo, and we didn't get much of Rizzo. I want Rizzo, dang it! The verdict? In comparison to the comeback movie The Muppets from 2011, Muppets Most Wanted is a movie that focused less on tugging at your heartstrings and more on just making you laugh, and they do a pretty good job at that. All in all, it's great to have the Muppets back. This is Detective Steve. Ooh, popcorn.